20 tips to improve your leadership skills. Become a better leader at work and in life. Tip number 1. Know your beliefs and values. The starting point of personal leadership is your values, principles that you do not negotiate. They are an integral part of your being and even define you as a leader. Tip number 2. Know yourself. Self-awareness is critical in leadership. It allows the leader to be more conscious of his or her automatism. Tip number 3. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches leaders to be proactive, to recognize the signs of stress as soon as they appear. Tip number 4. Listen to your mental chatter. Recognize the mental chatter that leads you through a maze of thoughts rather than keeping in touch with direct experience. Tip number 5. Be a change agent. As a leader, you have to learn to embrace change and see it with the mindset of growth instead of a threat. Tip number 6. Lead by example. Become what you want others to be. Tip number 7. Be open to feedback. Even when we feel that criticism is unfair and subjective, it is best to open up and learn from it. Tip number 8. Accept the responsibility of your mistakes. If you want to be a great leader, you need to be a role model and show others that it is okay to make mistakes. Tip number 9. Be confident. Even when facing failures as a leader, you need to see failure as an opportunity to learn why it did not work and what needs to change. Tip number 10. Stay focused. You need to figure out ways to stay on track to your goal and reduce all the distractions that stir you away from your accomplishment. Tip number 11. Be humble. Be a collaborative member of society and remain in integrity with who you are and where you are going. Tip number 12. Practice courage. In the face of adversity, the leader must sharpen up, show even more determination to reach the goal, and must have learned from his mistakes. Tip number 13. Accept your fear. Some fears are legitimate, but others are very irrational. Observe your fear and decide if it is logical or something you can move forward with. Tip number 14. Surrender to what you can't control. Let go of the need to control the outcome and simply live in the present moment. Tip number 15. Be inspired. Find a role model, and it could be someone you know or a famous leader. If they are close to you, or accessible, ask them how they faced their fears. Tip number 16. Develop your resilience. Things are not always going to be easy or straightforward. Resilient people understand this and get up after they fall. Tip number 17. Be conscious. Practice conscious, non-judgmental acceptance techniques to help you accept negative and positive emotions. Tip number 18. Open your mind. Be open to learning, no one holds the truth. Tip number 19. Take the initiative. Discover something you love doing and do more of it. This is often where the great leader is admired and respected because he is determined, confident, and daring. Tip number 20. Welcome change and innovation. Disruption and innovation are two dominant notions in leadership. They allow you to grow by continually question your ideas and your work.